All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Please, if you are standing and you want a seat, I see about 10 seats left. So please come bundle up. But it is a very clear, if cold, morning here in Macon, Georgia, and we're grateful to have so many friendly faces. I was telling somebody it's a cast of characters you don't always see in one place here today, and it's for a good reason. And we're excited for what we get to announce and unveil today. My name is Alex Morrison. I'm the Director of Planning and Public Spaces for Macon-Bibb County and Executive Director of the Macon-Bibb County Urban Development Authority, and a friend, colleague, and longtime partner of Josh Rogers. Excited that we can continue his legacy in the way that we are here today to announce. This is a very auspicious occasion, and we're glad that we have so many of his friends and most importantly his family here to share in this joy. To further welcome you and talk about why this occasion is so important, it is my honor to introduce the chair of the NewTown board and the president of the Peyton Anderson Foundation, Ms. Kathryn Lambert.
Well, good morning. Thank you for joining us today as we dedicate Josh Rogers Way, a new public space in the heart of downtown Macon. This moment reflects several years of steady, intentional work to strengthen downtown Macon and to create places that invite people in. Since its founding, NewTown Macon has focused on exactly this kind of investment, transforming underutilized spaces into active, welcoming spaces that support walkability, connection, and community life. From streetscapes and parks to housing, businesses, and trails, this work has helped reshape how people experience downtown every single day. But none of this happens in isolation. This project reflects a strong partnership with the City of Macon-Bibb County and the leadership of Mayor Lester Miller and the Commission, who have consistently supported smart, people-centered downtown investment. We're also grateful to the Urban Development Authority of Macon-Bibb County, led by Alex Morrison, for its strategic leadership and commitment to long-term downtown vitality. But equally important are the residents, the local business owners, the developers, and the private partners who continue to invest their time, their capital, and their creativity in downtown Macon. Their confidence in this place and in the power of thoughtful public spaces has been essential to the progress that we celebrate today. The naming of this space honors Josh Rogers, whom we all know, whom we loved, whom we lost far too early, and whose passion for downtown and belief in its potential was unmatched. His advocacy and example helped reinforce the importance of investing in places that bring people together. Naming this area Josh Rogers Way ensures that his legacy is not only remembered, but lived. Every person who pauses here, every neighbor who crosses through, every resident or visitor who enjoys this space will be touched, knowingly or not, by Josh's vision and his love for the city. You'll hear more about Josh's life and his legacy shortly, but for now, this place will join others downtown and stand as a visible reminder of what sustained civic investment and collaboration can accomplish, and of our ongoing role in shaping a downtown that is active, that is connected, and that is built for people. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for supporting the work that continues to move Macon forward.
Thank you, Kathryn. And as Josh would always remind us, the the work that we do and that we are here stands on the shoulders of so many. And without you, your predecessors as chair of the NewTown board, and especially your mother and your predecessor at the Peyton Anderson Foundation, those are the shoulders that we all get to stand on. So thank you for your leadership too. And now to talk to you more about the man who brought us all together in this space, one of my dear friends, one of Josh's dear friends, and one of Macon's dear friends, the president of the Community Foundation of Central Georgia, Ms. Kathryn Dennis.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kathryn Dennis, president of the Josh Rogers Fan Club for almost 2 decades. I am also the president of the Community Foundation of Central Georgia, and it is my honor to be here with you today to celebrate a man with vision and also a once-in-a-generation leader. Josh was president of the Mercer student body. He was the first director of the College Hill Corridor Project. He was executive director of Historic Macon Foundation, and he was president of NewTown Macon. He was also a driving force in our community for innovation, for progress, and collaboration. His leadership is a huge reason that we stand here today with thriving businesses, many owned by the people running those businesses, and many of them who own their own buildings as well. He believed in planning from the bottom up. He wanted to hear people's voices, and he made sure that we talked to the community, to citizens, before anything was planned, that we heard those voices. And then we built the plans around that information and what they wanted. He also ensured that many voices were at the table to do the work. Together, we all implemented the plans. Under his leadership, 2 NewTown Macon strategic plans were accomplished. A third one is in the works now. 2 Macon action plans were completed. A third one's in the progress right now. And 2 One Macon strategic plans came to fruition, and a third one's on the way. So Josh's superpower was that he could think big, and then he could gather the right people to make sure that it happened. And I just think that's remarkable for a community. People talk about plans sitting on a shelf, but our plans were real. They were lived because he made sure that we heard from everyone and that it's what people wanted. And then we gathered the right people together, and it was very inclusive. So his superpower is that he really thought big, but he also could have lived and worked his magic anywhere. But he chose Macon. And for that, we are thankful and greatly blessed. He was encouraging and enthusiastic. He invested in people and in relationships. He took the time to get to know people. One of our friends said it best. She said, Josh was always unselfishly generous with his time, knowledge, and expertise. We would always say, how does he have time to do that? I mean, how does he know that person? But he would stop on the street and help people move furniture in. I mean, he would say, oh, that's okay. They don't mind if I'm a little late. It was amazing. But he'd be the first one to tell you that it was our community working together that makes Macon magic happen. Of course he would, because he was a collaborator and a team builder. He claimed that the One Macon way of collaboration was our secret sauce, and that culminated in our well-deserved recognition of May of 2024 as the great American Main Street. His accolades could go on forever. He was Citizen of the Year, the Chamber of Commerce, and the award's now named after him. He was the best of friends. But his greatest accomplishment, he had 2 great accomplishments: marrying Megan and being father to Jack and Ellie. She was his partner, and y'all may not know this, but Josh would not be who he was and been able to do and give so much if he hadn't had Megan behind him. So it's with great pride that I stand here with you today on Josh Rogers' Way to celebrate his legacy. And along with each of you, and I hope many, many others, I am prepared to take that legacy and move it forward. Thank you.
Kathryn, and if you're wondering, every single word of that is true. Doubling down on the part of that those who knew Josh outside of work he would absolutely agree with the part about Megan and his family. You may not believe that, but he would talk about that a lot. So officially what we're here to do today is to unveil Josh Rogers Way, and that was an act of the mayor and commission of Macon-Bibb County, who has stood behind all of this work in progress that has taken place in downtown Macon for decades. And advancing it forward with this team has been a thrill for me. And to tell you more about that work and why such an action was taken and where we're going in the future, it's my honor to introduce my friend and my boss and my mayor, Lester Miller.
I told him he hugged everybody else, right? It's cold. He never called me his boss. I'm getting very emotional. You know, I had a bunch of prepared remarks today. I have to admit I didn't write them. Had a chance to review them, but it's a little tough just to read some words on a paper when we're talking about such a great occasion. And first of all, as I look around out here in the cold today in the middle of 3rd Street, it's amazing to see the many groups that we have together. And certainly Josh brought that wherever he was. A lot of people showed up. And I learned that no matter how old or young you are, people make their mark on a community. Sometimes that's a great mark, right? And sometimes it's a not so great mark. But I can say that Josh Rogers has made this community, left his mark on this community in such a way that we all can be proud of. I know Josh would be embarrassed today because he certainly, as you know, would not want us to make such a big deal about him. He's a very humble person, and a lot of what I talk about as mayor is about team and about the teamwork. And I told Josh it's a great day to be in Macon always, and certainly a great place to be in downtown Macon, and he agreed with that. As a matter of fact, when I was running for office, we had some conversations and we talked about branding. And a lot of people thought it was this nice little logo we have right here, but there's really more of a branding for Macon-Bibb County. It's pulling all the people together, walking in the same direction. Kind of like Josh does, right? He brings people from all parts of the community. You know, I've been in conversations with Josh ahead of time before a meeting, and I've been there with people we talked about that came to the meeting that didn't like each other at all. And I look on the right side over here, and I'll say right as in a political right, and I'll say left as in political left. And there were people that really didn't care too much about each other. But as we sat around that table and talked about each other, you couldn't tell whether they liked each other or didn't like each other. There was no animosity because we had the great mediator there in Josh that made everybody feel welcome, made everybody feel at home. And at the end of that meeting, we will always come out with something fruitful, and that's what I appreciate. So he was a man that was very humble, but one who loved his family as much as we all know that. And not just his immediate family, his extended family at NewTown, and his further extended family at Morrison, and then all of Macon. We share those things, and he's a lot younger than I was, but we share those things and a lot of connections that I really didn't know when I first met Josh. And I tell you, whether he loved me or didn't love me, supported me, didn't support me, I don't know. But I never, knew that he didn't, and he was always there to offer a word. A lot of times when I would get really pissed off and text him late at night, he wouldn't mind the misspellings or the words. He knew the next day I would call him back and say, did I really text that last night? But he would always give me words of encouragement. And I'm sorry if I interrupted your time with him, but he would always give me words of encouragement. And he would say, you're a great mayor. You're the right mayor at the right time. And I know he would tell all the mayors that, right? But I said, he said, you're the best mayor we ever had. I said, I'm the best mayor right now, right? So I'm the only mayor, so that I can take that crown. But as we talk about a little bit what we can do, we have a fabulous community. Josh fought for it just like I do. This area that you're here right now, where's Third Park, we got a great investment going on right here. And a lot of that wouldn't happen but for the vision of the Josh Rogers. And we can't forget that. And I know he wouldn't want to partner with him. He'd be embarrassed about this great picture, but he is excited about that project. He's going to be excited about that project. So as I look around and see all the wonderful things that we touched on, he's the reason we touch about that. So we can really take solace in the fact that once we come to this park, we're always going to have a part of Josh with us. And that's important. It's important for his legacy. That's important for his family. It's important for our community. And when you're talking about inclusivity, I'll tell you, I don't. Josh probably had people he wasn't really fond of, but he never really showed it. He was a loving, caring person for everybody. Didn't care who you loved, who didn't care who you married, he didn't care who you associated with. He knew you as a human being, and that meant a lot. And he wanted to make sure that when he left this place, that he could leave it better off than when he found it. And I think that's what we all strive to do as we're here in the middle of Martin Luther King celebration, is we want to leave this place better than what we have found it. And I can say right now that he has left this place a lot better than he found it. And although he'd be embarrassed today, I still think we need to give him his flowers, his appreciation, and that's what we're here to do today. As mayor, I can tell you that I wouldn't be the mayor I am, and we wouldn't have the staff and the commitment that we have without the help of Josh Rogers. And it's always nice to be challenged sometimes by people, but you grow stronger because of that. And although Josh and I sometimes would disagree on some issues, at the end of the day, we both want what's right for Macon. So as I look at these lofts, I look at these storefronts, I look at the great success that we have, I look at the fact that we just have this Emily Hopkins, going on to a better place to help our community. Josh helped build leaders, and we've got a lot of leaders there, and James has stepped in wonderful, and Eric's doing a great job. And, you can't continue to have a solid group like that that continues to thrive and do well in your absence if you're not a great leader that can build that. And that's what a leader does. It builds people, it lifts up everybody around them, and we appreciate that. So I know I've gone way off script, haven't said anything about what I was supposed to say, because I don't want this moment to be about just the buildings and stuff that we did. I want you to remember the person. I want you to remember the child, the life that he can touch that never met him. And I want you to continue to have this family in your prayers and support them. I know we're doing it in some small way, but I want you to continue to wrap your hands around them, to support them, to give them all the love that you can give them, and appreciate the things. And let's all carry that legacy together. Let's all love each other. Let's all be together with each other, even though we have our differences. Let's continue to love our brother, love one another, continue to grow as a community together. We're going to have our differences, but let's find common ground. And that's what Josh was good about, finding common ground. And although I was just here today to unveil a little plaque here today, a memento today, they gave me an opportunity to speak, and I don't want to continue to go any further. But I will want to thank you all for being here today. Don't let this be the last time you come to this park. It takes money too to do this, right? It takes a lot of money to do that, and I'm sure you're going to be called upon to play a small part in that. You can always contribute, right? You can always make your effort worthwhile for the contribution, and I'm sure the family would appreciate that, and certainly this effort would appreciate that. Alex, thank you for leading this today. He's a great friend of Josh, and I know they met often. Kathryn, thank you for all the wonderful things you continue to do in the Community Foundation. Karen, thank you for your leadership as well. We couldn't do a lot of these things, but for, he mentioned earlier, the shoulders we stand upon. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank my commission, because they're going to get on to me if I don't. Our newly elected Mayor Pro Tem, Ms. Valerie Wynn, is here today. Commissioner Howell's right beside her. Commissioner Stewart. I saw Commissioner Bailey back there in the back. If I missed anybody, let me know. Oh, I did Paul on purpose. Commissioner Bronson, since he's the first one here, that's the last one I want to recognize there. But we couldn't do it without your support as well. We appreciate everybody being here, all the partners today. It is a great day to be in Macon-Bibb County. Josh would want me to say that. I only regret, I was hoping that Josh is so eloquent, and I don't know if he prepared or if his wife wrote his speech as well, but he gave the best damn toast that I ever had in my life. I mean, he could toast, and it's just, it's embarrassing, right? And I'm supposed to be a public speaker, but he every time he gave a toast, no matter when someone was leaving, you remember all the times that we'd have someone leave NewTown, he would raise his glass and just give just the most heartfelt toast in the world. As you are going to miss a lot of things as well, I was sure missing that opportunity when I took my last day in office in Macon-Bibb County. Whether that's going to be this month or 3 years or 5 years from now, who knows? But I was hoping to have that toast that Josh could recognize me in a way that made me feel even special that I do to be able to represent Macon-Bibb County. So I don't have a toast today. I'll hold up my fake glass here. This is to Josh. We love you, Josh. This is for you. May God continue to put his hands around this family. Thank you.
you all. And so now you get to hear from me. I will be as short as can be because I know that everyone's cold, a little frigid. And the big question here is why here, why this moment, and why is there a picture of a playground to my left? And in a lot of the work that we've done over the years, so much of that work was about the fact that it was never supposed to be for us. It was always supposed to be for the next generation of Maconites to fall in love with this community the way we had the opportunity to years ago, and to make downtown Macon a playground for people of all ages. And while when Josh and I fell in love with downtown Macon, we were of an age where we really wished we had a Piedmont. We recognize that there's a generation of Maconites that needs to fall in love with Macon when it's just a passive opportunity. And in the second version of the Macon Action Plan, a cornerstone of that plan was to do an intergenerational playground somewhere in the median parks downtown. And when we beat up all the different spaces, we recognized that 3rd Street, outside of Piedmont, was the right place to put a playground because it's a place where people from all over the world come to Macon annually for the Cherry Blossom Festival. It's a place that now is the cornerstone of our Christmas light celebration under the canopy where we're seated today. And it's a place that speaks to the true heart and vitality of our community with all the projects that are here. A playground is a place where everyone is equal. Now that I have a son who gets to play on the playground, I recognize that there's no division when you're going down a slide. When you're climbing together, how games are instantly sprung up amongst strangers when people are playing. And how great could it be if people of all ages and all backgrounds and all abilities could play together in our parks? The fact that that's an opportunity for our children, our children's children, all of your children to be here in our beloved downtown, in the core of our community, meeting as equals, playing as friends, and leaving as someone who is newly in love with the community that they grew up in or that they will grow up in and move to. This is a new way for people to choose our downtown every day at no cost, and we're excited that this gets to be the place for that. The mayor said you will be asked to fund it. That is true. We are soliciting donations to bring this playground to life. We'll release details on who to give money to. It'll either be NewTown or Kathryn. The Community Foundation of Central Georgia. And there's more of that to come. More opportunities to make our parks, our public spaces, the true gems that they ought to be. Everybody in our community deserves high quality public spaces to come together no matter where they are, and that also means right here in our beloved downtown. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for this dedication, and know that before long this will be a place for people of all ages, all abilities, all backgrounds to bring their joy and laughter on a daily basis right here in what will be Josh Rogers Way in just a few minutes. So now that the remarks are over, it is my honor to ask all of the front row to come up as we unveil the Josh Rogers Way sign. So that's the team from NewTown, his family, Megan, Ellie, Jack, our speakers, and we will do the photo op. This is a replica of the sign. This is not the only sign.
smiles at me first. Everyone's smiling. All right, now on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.